Hi, this is Cleo from Studio Rijn in Amsterdam, and today we are going to show you a video of how to massage your loved one at home using, if you have it, a mat or just on the carpet. The idea is to provide you with a simple way of massaging, so without oil, you're fully clothed, and yeah, just touch each other, man. So be mindful of what your loved one may or may not find, well, comfortable. There's a pain threshold and it differs per person. So make sure that you are comfortable as the giver and, of course, the receiver. And it's all about practicing because practice makes perfect. So please adjust your pressure. So we're gonna use different things to help to support things like a pillow or a blanket, and if you have it at your house, a bolster. So we're gonna focus on 3 positions. The first, we will start with laying in a prone position, and the second will be a supine position and focus on the legs and the arms. And the last position will be the sitting position, where we will focus on the shoulders and the neck. So for this position, laying on the stomach, the prone position, she is looking towards the sides, and if you have neck problems, this is quite difficult to stay in this position for a long time. So what you can use is a towel or something, well, flat. So I'm folding it like so and placing it underneath the collarbone, the clavicula, and place it like so, and make sure it's not closing up the airway. So the effect is that your neck is not in this strange position like so, but then a little bit relaxed. So there's less pressure on the neck. We need to first warm up the back. Like so. So notice I'm in Seiza, Japanese sitting, and I'm moving while I am circling with a little bit of pressure on her back, just to what they call palpate, which is to locate, for instance, the vertebrae and all the tension in the back. So it's always nice to get a back rub. Now, so I need to first stretch. One hand goes to one side, so let's say the line of the spine is here. This hand goes above, not on top. This one goes below, right between the shoulder blade and the spine. Just lean in a little bit and slowly release. Come a little bit to the middle. Make sure you're using your body to apply pressure. Then change the other side. So this is just a warm up. And let's use our fingers to feel where all this tension is. On the side of the spine. And on the side of the muscle. So we always palpate. Figuring out where everything is and how the tension is. Because she's now in this position, facing with her head that way, we can now from this position hook a little bit with our fingers on the trapezius muscle and apply pressure slowly. This is a warming up. Going up towards the neck. Here. Now from this position, You then, as a reference, use the spine. So don't press on the spine, but just be above the spine like so. And like push the muscles outwards from the spine. And then the other side, this side, towards the spine. So this is the outside line, yeah, of that muscle you've just felt and located. Up and down. Now, always keep contact with one hand when you're moving to another position. So now you have the pelvis here. This is called the sacrum. It's like a triangle. Just feel it out and be on the edge of this triangle towards the buttocks and lean in. Using your palms. Go lower. And notice I'm using my body position to apply pressure. And the last one in 3, placing your fingers down. Because there's a lot of tension in the gluteus maximus and minimus. And also the sides of the pelvis. So I'm using my fingers here to apply pressure. Notice I'm not clenching like so, but rather I'm using my movement of rocking back and forth to apply pressure in a circular manner. So let's go downwards while applying pressure with our palms on the hamstrings. Mind the back of the knee, no pressure there. And come between the legs, sitting in Seiza. And walk with your palms slowly and gently in 3 steps, 3 segments towards the feet. And really lean in on the feet. So notice you're stacking bones. Your own bones, mind you. So your arms are straight, using minimum effort to apply pressure. And one way of applying minimum effort is using your body weight. And let's use our feet. Because now we can stand up, standing between the legs like so. Let's use one foot at a time. So with the ball of your big toe in the middle of the foot, you then lean in. So notice my heels are still on the mat, and the only thing I do is actually just rocking back and forth with my pelvis, applying pressure on her foot. And be sure to stay in the middle-ish. Don't stand on the toes, that's painful. So many times, one side, and then we switch the other side. Same thing, heels on the floor, or on the mat rather. And lean in. Slowly but surely. No hasty movements, just lean in. And if your balance is good and you used to be a dancer, you might know this term, en plié. Well, you've noticed I'm not a dancer, so now we switch from standing position into this position back, again with the hands. And let's perform a stretch on the legs. In detail, we're going to apply a little bit of a stretch on the front muscles, the quadriceps, by leaning forward. And the trick is to really feel where the threshold is. So I'm going to divide the feet in 3 again. So this was 1. 2 is in the middle, on top of the feet, and just lean in again. And notice I'm using my leg to support my arm. 3 on top of the toes. back to the middle of the feet, and back to the beginning. From this position you can also stretch the calf muscles. So I'm grabbing the heels with my hands. My lower arms are actually covering the feet, and the only thing I need to do is be wide with my knees and just lean downwards to apply a beautiful stretch. Let's say 5 seconds. 4, 5, slowly place the legs down. So we started at the back, and let's return towards the back by again moving while applying pressure. Mind the knees over the legs, and because the hamstrings are quite stiff, we've just warmed them up, right? So now we're able to, while I'm applying pressure with my palms on the gluteus maximus and the minimus, the buttocks, be in what they call Thai toilet sitting. So what I'm actually doing is I'm squatting on my feet, right? And my sitting bones are touching my heels. So this is actually the position I have. I have full range. So now my knees, if I divide the hamstrings in threes, the first position is here, the first point. Place your hands on the pelvis and slowly move forward to apply pressure on your knees, and slowly back. Just feel where your knees are with your hands, and then go a little bit downwards. And again, lean forward on 2. Then 3, mind the back of the knee, yeah? And always support yourself. This is a really powerful, technique to apply pressure. Some people stand on top of the hamstring, but I suggest you use a cane. I'm on 2, and we're going to end back to 1. Now, slowly help yourself going up and placing your knees on the buttocks. So we've warmed them up, yeah? Warmed up quite nicely. And then placing your hands next to the scapula, the shoulder blades, and then come up slowly. And move back down. So we've done the legs, and now we're gonna walk back next to the spine, focusing on the muscles, not the spine. Going up, using your palms. All the way up. And back down. Don't worry if it cracks, that means it was needed. And we end like we started, by circling, saying goodbye to the back, and get ready for the next position. So first thing you need to do is feel if you're comfortable in this position. And make sure your knees are at the same level as the ankles of your partner. And when you're ready, just sink in by just leaning in, slowly making contact. And feel and watch as the knees go outwards. Divide this in 3 steps, so now I'm in the middle. Let's say 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly release. Then the ball. 4, 5. Slowly release back to 2 in the middle. 3, 4, 5. And back to 1. After this, we rock from left to right. Also in 3 steps. Outwards. And back in. All the while, just relax your back. Slowly going up using the side of your hand and placing the emphasis on the pisiforme. I call it the Mr. Miyagi bone. Along the tibia. Again in 3 steps. And when you're on 3, my fingers are touching the patella, the kneecaps. And here we do something called PC, palm circles. And it's not about you locking your back and then rubbing. Just move back and forth. Keep on moving. And in massage terms, they call this enfleurage. Really soft. Many times. And after many times, we need to adjust our position, come up with your pelvis, curl your toes, and touch the ground. And softly lean in. And use your whole hand just to make contact. And then shift from left to right. And be careful now because this is the quadriceps. Could be really tense, but it's all about palpation. When you're on 3, thumbs going out, slowly apply pressure, not too much. Using your whole body, not just your upper body. Maybe go to the side and do PC again, utilizing this rocking back and forth. On the patellas again, this time with your fingers, finger circles. And here, not just rotating your fingers like this, but again, rocking back and forth. Right. Then back along the tibia, the shin bone. All this in 3 segments or steps. Out. Back in. And you'll notice we always end like we start. Double palm press, 5 seconds. Leaning in. 2. And 3. Back to 2. And 1. Let's play around a little bit. Every movement you make is like a small ceremony. And it's all about not using excessive force or whatever, just relaxed. A little bit of pulsing. As you can see, I'm not tensing up my arms like this. Just let it rest on your lap. And wiggle with your tail feather. Let it resonate towards the pelvis of your client. And notice the tip of the nose also moving. And a small delay. Fixate the hands and lean back, little stretch, and slowly release. Let's open up the hips a little bit. I'm gonna start on the right side. And for all the stiff people out there, you can use a small bolster, or like this, we rolled up a blanket and place it underneath this leg. So gently and carefully place the leg in what they call a half lotus position, like so. So we need to be close enough in order to utilize not force, but gravity and weight. One hand goes here, soft hands, envelop, and the other goes here. One big but slow stretch. You yourself relax your back. And let's walk from left to right, or from right to left, doesn't matter. As long as you're doing it, do some more, carefully, slowly. Again, when on 3, thumbs upwards. Back down. So we always seem to end like we started. But for now, let's do another position, placing the leg like so. Remove the pillow. And for this, we will use our own pelvis to apply pressure. So from this position, just use your whole body to, let's say, manipulate your partner's leg, placing your foot next to the pelvis and placing your partner's foot in your groin area. So the trick is to use your position to apply pressure. And mind that there's a lot of tension here at the psoas area. So instead of placing the knee forward, just go a little bit to the side until you feel a little bit of pressure building up, and slowly release. Then 2 in the middle. Slowly release. 3. Back to 2. And 1. Now we're going for a little twist here. Always make sure that your client is relaxed by doing things like this. We have to change our position of the feet. One goes down, the other goes up and over. Let it rest on your leg for a while so that you can change your own position. Move a little bit forward. Your knees at the same level as the pelvis, and then let the leg slide over yours. Breathe in. One hand goes to the shoulder, the other then breathe out. Pushes a little bit towards the side, slowly. And slowly release. Guide the leg back up to your leg. Place your leg back. Create a platform for the leg of your client, which is straight, and lean forward while I'm grasping with my hand, in this case the right hand, on the ankle, or the heel rather. Let's do that thrice. Slowly forward. So this creates a stretch for the Achilles tendon and also the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius. And slowly release. And lovingly and carefully placing the leg down. And repeat the other side. So now let's focus on the arms. So this is a good position to apply pressure on the inside of the arm. And for this I need to be forward, more like here, placing the arm with palms pointing upwards towards the ceiling. And you are again in Caesar. So it's all about my navel being on the same line as her elbow, so that I'm centered, more or less. Now for this I need to adjust my position by placing my pelvis up curling my toes for more stability, so to speak. Then always warm up your hands slowly while stacking your bones, your arm bones, leaning in. Now let's walk in 3 parts. So it's 1, 1, 2 in the middle, 2, 3 towards the elbows, yeah? 3, back to the middle, 2, 2, 1, 1. Again, back towards the elbows in those 3 same steps. And when we've done that, walking together towards the wrist, fixate like so, grab. That was the inside. So now for the outside, we're gonna do a beautiful stretch by grabbing the arm like so. First stretch is for me to lean towards the side like 1. Then go up with your pelvis. 2, this is the second stretch. 3, turn around and place the hand, or the arm rather, with the palms downwards towards the mat. And let's repeat what we just did. Leaning forward to create a stretch. And then move in 3 steps again towards the elbow. So we're not using the thumbs here, just the palms. That's enough for now. And then move towards the wrist and perform a stretch by leaning. So now we've done the inside and the outside. Now let's focus on the hand. By opening up the hand, because we're accustomed to grabbing things. Slowly work your way up towards the fingers and just pinch. That's it. No cracking. Well, you may crack, but that's your prerogative. So I'm doing from out to in towards the middle. There are lots of things we can do with the hand, but this is it for now. Now let's just play around. Notice that I'm supporting my arm by placing my elbow against my body, so as not to do like this and having too much tension in my deltoids or my shoulders. Just like this, and just move around with your core, like so. Let's go up a little bit. Go up a little bit more. Use your knees and go up for a beautiful stretch, like so. Slowly release. Gently place the hand like here. Let's do the other side. Right. To transition from this position towards the sitting position, you can ask your client to, or your loved one to sit up, please, or you can do that for him or her. I suggest the last one because it's quite easy. So the only thing you need to do is, again, warming up your hands. Make sure you're comfortable in this position because it's gonna change. Like I said, every movement you make is a small ceremony. Just dance. Slowly and softly, like so. Now, going towards the sitting position, first we're gonna apply a beautiful stretch. Make sure you are standing in a wide position, facing that direction. And please remove the pillow before. Thank you. Now, make sure your client is really relaxed here. So like a Tai Chi master, you breathe in. This is the first stretch. And out. until you feel resistance, let's say here. This is almost 90 degrees, more or less. And slowly release. Then ask your loved one to place the hands here, if you don't mind. Make sure to lock your elbows like straight. Now, again, breathing in and out. Push forward using your body, slowly and surely, like so, until the arms are 90 degrees from the mat, and slowly release the pressure, like so, and relax the arms. Now, to bring the client in a sitting position, just bump the knee, place the legs in Anza, and ask your loved one for your arms, and just bring up in the sitting position. So now she's in sitting position. At home, you can choose your own sofa to sit on while your loved one is sitting on the floor, right? And then he or she can use the sofa as a support for the back. But in this case, I'm not going to use a sofa because we don't have a sofa here in the studio. So use that, or join me in this way of moving. So to apply support, you can choose 3 things. One leg supporting the side. The other is what they call in martial arts the horse stance. And the other is choosing a leg to support the back like so. And make sure you're standing wide to support your client. And he or she might even rest the head on your leg. So choose. So I'm gonna choose this one out of the 3. This is my favorite, but also for you to see what's happening. Make sure you're having the adequate space to work, because now we're going to use our palms. In this case, the part of the thumb, which is soft. Fingers pointing forwards, and again in 3 segments. 1 is next to the neck, and slowly lean in 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Slowly release. Then in the middle of the trapezius. 1, 3, 5. Slowly release. Then on 3, lean in. Again 5 seconds. 4, 5. Stay on 3. And then turn your fingers backwards. So now we're going to use this part, this here, to apply definition. On 3, which is next to the bone, you can feel that, yeah? Lean in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 in the middle. 1, 3, 4, 5, and back to the beginning. 1, 3, 4, 5. Slowly release. So the whole time we haven't used the thumbs, but this is a nice way to use the thumbs. And just palpate. You feel the edge of the scapula. That's the shoulder blade. So on top of that shoulder blade is the supraspinatus. Well, you can feel that. Just thumb press many times. The moment your loved one says, ow, you know it's too much. There's a saying in Holland, geen nieuws is goed nieuws, so just continue. Right. So when you apply pressure by grabbing, there's a lot of things you can do, but grabbing is really nice, but don't grab with your thumb, but using the tip of your fingers, like here, not the tip, but here rather, and your palm, and just squeeze a little bit, and then Just move around. Many times. For the next part, place the head of your loved one like so. So you see this bump here, this is C7. Use that as a reference because 1 inch outwards, let's say 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters, I guess. Diagonally is the edge of the trapezius muscle, which goes all the way up towards the atlas vertebrae on the edge of your skull. So let's divide that in 3 again. We're gonna apply pressure by this technique called, well, they call it the nutcracker. Because again, the Mr. Miyagi bone, right? Using that as a reference to apply adequate pressure. So just place your fingers like so and do the chicken dance to apply pressure. So now, on point number 1, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5. On 3, you feel the edge of the skull, yeah? Be careful. Back to 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly release. And again, using your thumbs to apply pressure. Remember to stack the bones, yeah? Even the bones of your thumb. Many times. Right. Place the head of your client like so. You might even use, if you're not on the sofa, your knee on the side of the back to support. We're gonna chop. So it's all about your fingers being wide, like so. And it's all about the wrist. So loose wrists and start from one side to another, from in to out, back in, then down next to the scapula or the shoulder blade, and back out on the trapezius, and repeat on the other side. In, out, back in, down, and up, and back out. And then we brush it all off, starting from out, back to in, back to out. You can even use a prayer, which is na-a, na-wa, ro-ka, payati, pinas santi. Cup. So thanks for watching this video. We hope you have a wonderful day practicing this on your loved one, and hope you are inspired to do some more of this. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and check out our website, which will be here down in the comment section. So from Amsterdam, signing off. Ciao. Yeah. Okay.